Well, good morning, everyone. It's beautiful Wednesday morning, March 16th, 2022. It's 8 o'clock Central. We get together with our distribution partners most weekday mornings at this time to talk about strategies, tips, techniques. And a few of you had asked for some examples of postings. So we're going to talk about that today. And as is shared on my screen, we'll focus on CraigsList, but there's other places to post, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. But just want to talk about how simple this process is. So we'll focus on CraigsList first. You can generate a variety of different types of leads, a variety of different ways by using CraigsList. For example, you can post under financial services, and I have the scripting and even an example here I'll show you in a minute. So that would be one example of how you could generate client leads. Secondly, we could use education as a means to generate leads and leverage the 27 mistake workshops. Hopefully you all have seen that. It is integrated in to lesson 1 of the 4-week modules for small business certification. You can go to 27mistakes.org and view the presentation, a recording of it. Any of you that have asked it, we've provided the PowerPoint slides. So you can actually edit it and present it as you'd like, but you can certainly get familiar with it by going to 27mistakes.org. And this is an important part of the client financial literacy building process. So in a perfect world, you'll go out, use 27 mistakes, educate them, help them build their financial literacy, and use that as a stair step to get into the program. If they've not viewed it prior to coming into the program, then that's where we like to start with them once they're in. And again, that's part of module 1. Also, you can use CraigsList to recruit affiliates and white label partners. There's a number of you. John is one. He's not on the live training today, but he's adding 3 to 5 new white label partners per week by posting on CraigsList, driving them into the landing page that he's a regional vice president, his RVP landing page, which is 4weekfunding.com. And then the bottom line, though, is to keep in mind, you shouldn't ever have to struggle to come up with ad content. If you just go back and look at the landing page of whatever campaign that you're launching, you should find the language right there. So let's talk about an example of finding referral partners, and then we'll get into a sample of a client ad. So finding referral partners is remarkably easy because you have other business-to-business professionals that are very visible on CraigsList. So you just simply log into CraigsList, select services, financial services, and you're going to find just a ton of business-to-business professionals that you could reach out to and seek to collaborate on. And so examples would be loan brokers, CPAs, insurance agents, tax preparers, credit repair professionals, people with funding offers. So this would be an example of how you could develop a team of sub-affiliates through CraigsList. And then also we can post for clients themselves. And so to do that, giving you step by step, you'd go to CraigsList, you'd create a posting, select service offered, select financial services. That's probably the best category. And there's really 2 different posting titles that we've seen work really well. One of which is guaranteed $100,000 to start or grow a business. The other is business loans for bad credit. So you could use either of those. And then this content, again, none of this is new. It's just all coming from your landing page. And then once you post it up on CraigsList, it will look like this. Now you can add an image or not. So this is remarkably simple, but any of you, a simple concept, but any of you that are not generating the type of income you want to generate, we have to remember the formula. Income is the output. What we need to do is to have conversions. And to get conversions, we have to have leads. So we need to have a really good model of constantly developing new leads, because some of them will become conversions, which results in income to you. If you're not currently posting on CraigsList and other online resources, I encourage you to do so. And again, here is exactly the ad that has worked really well. Again, we talked about there's two different job title or two different posting titles that you could use. I gave you both here. And then just extracted directly from the two-step funding landing page that we've provided each of you. This is just cut and paste and using it and driving them to contact you to see if they qualify. I see Paul already has a question, and Paul, you're correct. The way this is worded, this could be used to drive people into access to capital, so there's no upfront cost, or you could pivot them into the small business certification, step one of the two-step funding. And if you do that, then that provides an opportunity to get them enrolled in the first step. But this content here is actually applicable to either of the two campaigns, whether it be the first step of the two-step funding, the small business certification, or as Paul mentioned, drive them right into access to capital. What Paul knows, and you probably realize, is that if you drive people into access to capital, you'll have the highest number of conversions because there is no upfront cost. And so there's no argument with that, whereby if they come into the small business certification, the first step of the two-step funding, then they will have $499 payments or $1,396. It's up to you how you want to bring them in. The process in totality is the same. We need to build their loan package, get them credible on paper, and then we have to move forward to get them funding. All right, so who has questions, comments, concerns on this? This is not real earth-shattering, but if you're currently not posting on CraigsList and other online resources, I encourage you to do it. Take April. April's on our training today. April, if you don't mind sharing with us via the Q&A of Zoom, how many conversions do you have so far this month, April? Do you mind responding there? And then we'll pick two others. Joseph, one of our top producers. Joseph, how many conversions have you had so far this month? And then we'll pick Veronica. Veronica, how many conversions have you had this month? So just picking 3 out of many of you, just for feedback. I suspect if any of you come back with low numbers, you probably don't have enough concentration on generating leads. Your lead generation system is broken. This is an easy way to fix a broken lead generation system by putting simple ads out where the public are already looking. And then also, as we mentioned, you can also grow even more quickly by adding referral partners, we'll call sub-affiliates, and sub-affiliates essentially are able to take the program out to their sphere of influence, because guess what? Loan brokers already have small businesses that they've been able to fund or haven't been able to fund that they could take this out to. CPAs, of course, have small business clients. Tax preparers similarly have small business clients. Credit repair professionals could use this and add this as another revenue stream. People that are pitching funding offers don't have this type of model where we have a credible, legitimate, and guaranteed approach at building the credibility of a client so they can get more funding. So if you don't have the results that you need, you're not earning the income that you want, we have to rewind back and go to the front end of the process and make sure that your lead flow is strong. So who has any questions on today's very simple topic, which is you can use content off the landing pages that you already have to post on CraigsList and online other places to generate leads, and then drive them in to either speak with you or drive them into your landing page, whichever you prefer. Questions, comments, concerns on that? All right, well, I see Bruce has got a question on a different topic. So I guess since we covered this, we'll pivot over to Bruce's question. So Bruce is asking about the collateral support program. And yes, that's been very popular, very hot. That is the mechanism in which that we add assets to clients' balance sheets so they look more credible on paper, because that's what all of us do, right? As technical advisors, is we're helping clients become more credible on paper so they qualify for funding. So yes, the collateral support program is going well. Many of you are getting in on that. You can become a debt buyer. There's no cost with becoming a debt buyer. Then we're selling you the assets at 10 cents on the dollar. We finance that. And then you can sell it typically at 15 to 20 cents on the dollar. So you're making $5,000 to $10,000 profit per portfolio. And so that is working out well. We continue to do some institutional sales of debt. I believe that we'll be closing. We have a final conversation this afternoon, and I suspect we'll close it, probably not today, tomorrow, on a $5 million sale. So we sell a lot of debt. We're clearing out some of the non-performing assets that we have, 5 million of that this week. So certainly the debt buying model works. It's very profitable, and you can plug into that if you wish. But again, Bruce, not our conversation today, but we can revisit that again tomorrow if that would be helpful. All right, so does anyone have any questions on the topic today, or I guess as Bruce has opened the door, on anything else? And any other questions that anyone has on what you need to do, how it works, why it works? Again, success stories are easy to come by. Again, I see Spencer on the training today. Spencer's the recent success story that we mentioned, where he brought in his client, Ben Weaver, got Ben Weaver promptly $120,000. The performance fee that Spencer had with Mr. Weaver was 10%, and Mr. Weaver quickly paid Spencer the $12,000. And so that happens on a regular basis. We can get to that point directly. You can bring them directly into access to capital. So we're looking for their first tranche financing immediately. Or if you want, you can use the two-step process, which is a lot of what we've emphasized, because with the two-step process, we can get them credible on paper and make sure that there's a match between their expectations and their credibility. Any other questions, comments? This is going to be our shortest training in quite a while. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Because ultimately, we just need to go implement, right? And we're here to help you. All right, so Bruce has got a follow-up question on the debt. So when we do an institutional, so we divest of debt two ways. We package it in portfolios where you, Bruce, as a debt buyer, can acquire that and then sell that to your clients at a markup like we talked about. And then also we do more what we call institutional blocks. And so those are typically larger. We have some commitments we have to meet, and I don't want to give too much confidential information, but it's in the ballpark of $10 million of AR we must sell every 6 months to one of our large institutional debt buyers. So we have a high level of performance standard. As an individual debt buyer, you don't have to worry about that. You can just buy one individual portfolio and then resell that, mark it up as you would like. We've got Phil and Bruce. They work together as a team. They have a client that needs 4 blocks, 400,000. So that's an example where they're buying this week 4 blocks, 4 portfolios. And so if they're marking it up, which I'm not sure of, but if they're marking it up $10,000 each, I mean, that's $40,000 of profit in a week's time. And so again, a lot of you are big hitters, you make a lot of money, but to really do not much more than just a paper transaction and earn $10,000 per portfolio while helping clients build their balance sheet is strong. All right. So again, appreciate that, Bruce. We'll come back to the collateral support program tomorrow, but back to generating leads. If you're a white label partner, what you promise to do is to be active, not a dabbler, and generate at least 8 clients a month. That is super simple if we're active. We need to help you remain compliant and hit that 8 or more a month. That puts you on a high earning curve, and then we're growing. So are any of you worried about hitting 8 this month? So, and Veronica's right. So if you refer someone into the small business certification step 1, that counts as one of the 8, or bringing them directly into access to capital. So April, for example, are you confident you'll hit 8 this month in March? We're halfway through it. If not, we need to visit. Ben, Bernard, Bruce, Charles, Denise, Donald, Doug, Joseph, Lon, Pauline, Spencer, Veronica, Wayne, we get so many people on here. Are we all confident that we're going to hit 8 this month? If not, we have time to correct the ship, but we need to have at least 8 enrollments, because that's the deal that we made. When we bring white label partners on, we want active partners, not dabblers. And so we don't charge anything up front to become a white label partner, but the deal is that you promise that you'll work and will generate at least 8 clients a month. The small business certification counts just the same, so it can be a combination. But if anyone's not on track for that, then we need to visit, because we want you to be successful. We want to help more small businesses, and we want to be able to continue our relationship. Any questions on that? Okay, well, I think we're set then. You all have a great day. Let us know if there's anything that we can do to assist you, and we'll see you back tomorrow morning. And based upon Bruce's prompting, we'll talk more about the collateral support program tomorrow, and maybe we'll be able to announce that 5 million sale, but I don't think we'll have that closed by tomorrow, but we do have the follow-up this afternoon. Okay, well, thanks everyone. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.